Hi, this is Gary Kayye. We're here at ISE 2016 on day 2. We're in the Comtech booth, one of the biggest distributors in the world, certainly one of the most respected. And I'm here with Alex Carru. Alex Carru is the founder and president of Medialon. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, how are you too?
I'm doing well, doing well. Last year we met here and you launched a product here at ISE,
Correct,
Overture, called Overture. It was a software product, a software control product. And now you're back and you've got it. You've made it even better, and you've simplified it even more. I mean, I can't imagine how you do that, but it is a lot more simple.
It is a lot more simpler, and to explain the concept, because what we've been doing since a year is doing installation with customers, and we found out that most of the customers in the kind of market we are, meeting rooms, corporate center, media, training center, education, university, they're almost doing always the same thing. So why would we reprogram over and over always the same thing? To explain this, I have a kind of metaphor, which is if you were to have an accounting software in the 80s, you would go to a programming firm that would charge you $200,000 and make you a specific software that runs on a VAX computer. And if by any chance your government is changing the tax rate, you have to call these guys back and they will change the rate of your tax in your software. That runs on a VAX computer, by the way, for another $2,000. So this is what the current AV world is doing. Always reprogramming, and each time there is a chance they have to do that.
Correct.
Nowadays in accounting, you buy Sage or QuickBook for $2,000, 10% of the price, and it does 90% of the job. So Overture behind it is exactly the same idea.
So your idea here is that you're going to provide a control system that does 90% of the systems, not 100%.
It does 90% of the system because there is always need for customization or kind of specific features, but it's basically configuration. Everything that we do relates to a database. In the database you put information, metadata, who has the right to see it, how many devices. We know exactly how many devices are in a room. So for example, if we have 2 displays in a room, we will offer a user interface that offers the selection. If there is only 1 display, there is no selection right or left or things like that. So basically, yes, 90%, even 100% in most of the case, is pre-built in the system.
And in this case, for this year, when you came to ISE, you're showing a new feature, which is basically you've made the whole thing template-based.
Correct, yes. We have templates, we even have templates of templates. We want to hide everything that is related to programming.
So a template of a template would be like templates for the control system for educational application, templates for healthcare, templates for corporate.
Yeah, or if you have a specific, let's say you have a bench of 50 rooms with that kind of device and you have a bench of another room with a different type of device, then the major template will recall the template of that device in that kind of room and the other device for the other kind of room. But it will all recall to the database and the configuration.
All right, so can you do a little demo for us to show us some of the changes?
Yes, the changes. I don't think we did anything about programming last year. It would have been boring. So it's hidden. No, there is no more programming. But just to show you, the product is based on 2 things. There is this what we call the dashboard that showed us it's a dashboard and a help desk, which people from IT likes very much. So I can remotely control and see what's happening in the room, have a video camera in the room, and here I have a user interface that shows me the control and the command for that room. But if I am in the room itself, this user interface is what I will see on my iPad with the buttons, iPad or iPhone or whatever. And as I've shown you, it's responsive, so if I go for a vertical approach, then the buttons are at the bottom. The buttons are at the bottom.
So basically they can manage a system from an iPhone, an iPad, a computer, or whatever.
Everything that has an HTML page will be user interface, and everything that is a computer with a web browser can be the help desk anywhere in the world.
So if I'm an integrator and I'm using one of the big control system companies and I want to switch to Medialon, how hard is it? How much training do I have to go through?
You have 4 training video or webinar of 15 minutes each that teach you how to set up the drivers into the control server that connect to the device, or maybe do some configuration of that server. You have another 15 minutes seminar, webinar to know to do the topology on the network. And then you have 2 webinars to do the setup of the database and the report logging and all that kind of thing. So it's 4 times 15 minutes to learn how to do this.
So an hour. And then what about your control library? Is that available?
Control library is available. It's available on the web. And this year we are introducing a service where dealers can talk to us and we will make the driver they are missing if they don't have time or if they don't have the knowledge. It's not a question of time, it's a question of knowledge. So we have people writing drivers every day. And by the same way, we will make sure the drivers are harmonized, which means they will export the same commands to the templates and be compatible with the templates. easier programming. So we do that remotely, and we have a software system that allows us to check remotely the driver at their place. So we send them a software connected to their device, we do the driver, test with them, and that's it, done, for free.
And one of the other things that you were talking about is the, not only the simple user interface experience, but the fact that you can also, as an integrator, you can charge for some of the things that are already included with the system, because some of the things like monitoring, which is normally paid for separately, is already included in your system.
I think integrators should look for other source of revenues. Selling hardware boxes, pulling wires, and hanging up string is not going to make them very rich in the future. Programming is not making any money because you have to pay expensive engineers or expensive developers to do the programming. So you sell $1,000 a day, but it costs you at least half that price. So get rid of the programming, but look for other source of revenue. We found out that this help desk here that allows to take over control remotely of the device in the room, in your customer's office, as well as the alarm logging and reporting, is something that the dealer can keep for himself and resell as a service with a service behind it to the integrator.
But that help desk functionality is built in. You don't have to pay extra for it.
No, there is no extra. It's built in the system. It's completely built in the system. The only thing they have to do is to create a map and put the device or the rooms on the map if they want. Otherwise, they just use the dashboard view, which is just a list of widgets that shows the status of all the devices. So there is no programming. One more time, it's all configuration.
All right. Well, thanks for the update. You can, of course, you're interested in getting more dealers, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons why you're here, and you're interested not just in the U.S., but not just in the EMEA, but worldwide.
Absolutely, worldwide. We're actually doing pretty well in the US, but we're expanding now in Asia, and we are starting to work very closely with all the distributors in Europe.
And if they want to learn more information, they go to what? www.medialon.com, right?
.com, that's it, medialon.com, no complex.
Right, that's medialon.com. Thanks for watching, and but keep watching. We got a lot more to do.
Thanks for watching, and we'll keep you posted, absolutely.
Thanks, Alex.